case you are about to view is about Howard Drummond. This case originally aired on the November 15th, 1989 episode of Unsolved Mysteries. This case shows that if you are frugal enough, you can save up and amass a small fortune. On a positive note, this case was solved. Therefore, it will not feature a final thought. The date was January 28th, 1989. The location is Lansing, Michigan. Howard Drummond was one of the most frugal people you would ever come across. Howard moved into a YMCA when he was 74 years old. He rented a room for $49 a week. Howard declined an extra $5 a day to have his own bathroom. Every day, Howard would order the same breakfast: fried eggs, bacon, and rye toast. The total for the meal would be only $1.99. Howard would also order 2 additional breakfasts for later in the day. His daily expense for food would be $6 a day. Not only did Howard save money, he was known for saving everything. He had 50 empty coffee cans. He collected hundreds of magazines and thousands of rubber bands. Howard owned 80 pairs of socks along with 8 of the exact same suit and hats. That way he could wear the exact same outfit every day of the week. Howard didn't talk to many people. However, the people he talked to, he was always extremely polite. According to Darnell Jones, Howard led a very regimented lifestyle. He would pay the same amount for his rent every time on the exact same day of each month. He also preferred to have his receipts stapled to a specific piece of paper. Every day, Howard would go to the Lansing post office to pick up his copy of the Wall Street Journal and his various other magazine subscriptions. Howard would receive registered letters from banks while sending letters back to the banks. Howard was good friends with a postal worker. She would get things on his shopping list. He would then pay her back the exact amount of what was due. Frances Dodge originally thought that Howard was a homeless person and broke because he had the same outfit. She recalls asking him why he wore the same hat all the time. His reply was, "Well, it isn't worn out yet." After completing his daily work, Howard would return to his room at the YMCA. Howard continued this routine till he passed away at the age of 78. Howard never let anyone into his room at the YMCA. Paul Rosenbaum was selected as a county-appointed attorney to look into his case for any errors that Howard may have had. According to Paul, it took 2.5 weeks to organize all of Howard's personal effects. He thinks that Howard kept over 25 years' worth of paper. Howard kept a journal that Paul referred to as amazing, in which he kept an hour-by-hour account of all the headlines from every one of the news agencies across the United States. Howard had 3 watches that had stopped working, thousands of shoelaces, unlimited amounts of newspaper clippings. The majority of the articles revolved around the royal family. It seems that Howard was fond of Princess Diana. According to Paul, Howard had 11 bank accounts spread out across the country. The total from all the bank accounts equaled to $250,000. Strangely, the duffel bag that Howard always kept on him was nowhere to be found. It is said that Howard kept his most important papers in it. Paul did find a key. It's labeled 29. However, he couldn't find the lock that it goes to. There's very little known about Howard Drummond. He was born in Houston, Texas in 1911. Howard was an only child. Howard served in the Army from 1942 to 1945. Howard was fired from a job at a bank for stealing Scotch tape. He then got a job at a post office in Pasadena, California. Howard lived at YMCA's in Pasadena, Denver, and Dayton before moving to Lansing. Howard died at the age of 78. This case has been solved. Even though Howard was supposed to have been an only child, he indeed had a brother and a niece. They were both able to claim their ties to Howard, and they were able to claim Howard's fortune. The city of Lansing, Michigan are no longer looking for any heirs to Howard Drummond. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed what you watched, please leave a thumbs up. If you have an idea for a future case for me to look into, please drop a comment, and as always, if you aren't subscribed and you like what you see, please subscribe. That way you'll be alerted to when I release new videos. Thank you, and have a good night.